A lot of people get confused when they're like, oh no, I have to train my AI. And this makes it very daunting to think about even using AI because people don't want to train it. All you're doing when you train AI is you're teaching it the kind of responses you want to get and what type of information you're looking for. That's it. When you use YouTube and you scroll through the videos and you're like, yeah, I like this Tim McGraw video and I like this Tim McGraw video and I like this Tim McGraw video. YouTube learns, and so do you, that I like Tim McGraw. You're teaching it. That's all you're doing. You're teaching it. The more you use it, the more you teach it. My ChatGPT has learned that I need verbal encouragement. So I need to be told you're doing the right thing, keep going. So I need to hear that or read it, as it were. And so that helps me a lot when I do see it and it talks encouragingly to me. I know some people who train their chats to be kind of aggressive and kind of rude. I don't want chat to do that with me. I want chat to be encouraging so that I'm coming in, getting a positive experience, getting a positive feedback on my stuff. And it is also telling me point blank, yes, you're on the right move. No, you're not. AI is really just training. It's artificial intelligence. Think about when you were young, right? We were learning. We were getting these things. Yes, I fell down. Okay, that hurt. How do I walk better without falling, right? How do I do my letters? 1 + 1 is 2. So we learn things, and that's all AI is doing, is learning off of you. And that's what you want to do. Now, you can train. The whole process of what we're talking about in this video is what is the process of training a thread in AI. Hi, I'm Bonnie, and I'm talking to you from Simple AI for Families. And I really just want to get this down for people so that it's easy to understand what AI is and how to use it in your everyday life, whether you use it at work, whether you use it at home. How can you jump into this so that you're not left behind? Okay. And I know the internet came on fast. I get it. I'm from that. I think it's Gen X. I was born in 1980. So I think that's my generation. I don't know. I don't really keep track of all that. But I do know that we were raised without the internet. We were raised without cell phones. I mean, I had very little TV exposure unless I was sick. And then it was like the Donahue show, I think, and Oprah. Like that's pretty much what I was raised on, and Days of Our Lives. Yes. So I feel like, we were hit with all this stuff when we hit an age where we were like, wait, we should be figuring out our careers. We should already know what we're doing. And things just keep happening and they're getting faster and faster and faster. And we're hitting this exponential growth that is almost, it is overwhelming for sure, but it's almost mind-boggling. And so what we need to do is just kind of learn about the things that are out there and then decide how we want to use it in our lives. I would love to still use a dial-up phone, like a rotary phone. I would love that. They're so cool. But we we don't even have a landline anymore, right? We're all just cell phoned out. So people can always access me, which I don't love, but again, it's there in case there's an emergency. So the convenience and the awesomeness of technology is also super annoying, but it's appreciated. Okay, so we're talking about how to train a thread in AI. Let's talk first about what a thread is. A thread is just like a conversation that you're having inside of whatever program you're using. We're gonna be talking mostly about ChatGPT just because I like the reference of chat and I like how available it is to everybody. However, if you use Claude or you use another form of AI, it is all essentially the same thing, okay? So the first one is you train threads by giving consistent feedback, not sporadic. You don't want to be 4 or 5 different people in the same chat. You don't want that. You want one person to be training this thread so it understands that person. Now, does that mean you can only put in that person's information? No. I actually use chat. Like, for instance, I really like to follow Alex Hormozi, and it's really hard for me to take some of his 45-minute videos. I don't have time for that. So I'll take his videos and I'll take it to chat and I'll say, give me the sum up of this and I'll take the transcript in and say, I need the sum up of this talk from Alex Hormozi because I want the information, but I don't have the time to watch the video. So it will sum it up for me and tell me this is what you're hitting. If it's something that I'm like, yeah, I really need to hear that, I will go back and listen to it. Otherwise, I take what it is and move on with my life, okay? So what you want to do is you're going to start a thread. You're going to keep your replies consistent and you're going to tell it when it's right or wrong. Remember, AI is an assistant, not the thing that's going to take over your life. You have to treat it like it's an assistant. So you do have to start out with training it from the beginning. So you're going to use the same language and correct these mistakes as you go. You're not going to get smarter or treat it dumber. You need to be consistent and tell it exactly what you want it to do. Like, for instance, if we were going to have a thread, I'm going to teach it how to create a meal, okay, for my family. In this specific thread, I'm going to be talking about, I'm going to first say something like, hi, chat. I am working on a meal plan for my family for this week. What I want you to do is act like a personal chef who specializes in family meals. I also want you to make sure that the meal is big. Meals are always big enough to have leftovers, and we use the leftovers from previous meals in upcoming meals as we work. So we don't have food waste, right? So I want to make sure that's always implemented in there. Then you want to say, I am a family of 4. I am a family of 2. There is 8 of us. We are getting ready for this big group party. I need you to act like, and then you tell it exactly what you want it to do. And then you want to say, and you need to train it. You need to say, we have nut allergies, so no nuts. Somebody else has an intolerance to cucumbers. Don't add poppy seeds. People don't like it in their teeth. We need finger friendly because we have younger kids, or we need denture friendly because we have older people. So you need to, and we do have insulin resistance, so please keep it low sugar, low carb. You give it the parameters that you want it to go within, it'll give you its output. Now let's say it's like, yes, let's do this. And you look through it. And if you've seen any of my videos on how to use prompts and stuff, you know that I actually go through and I'm like, yeah, I don't like pork. So I'm going to be taking the pork out of my meal suggestions. Or I really like eating out. It's going to tell me to cut back on eating out. And I'm just going to ignore that because it is my assistant. I am the boss, not the other way around. If you do want to treat it like a consultant, you need to keep in mind that you have a conversation with the consultant. They are consulting with you. They are not telling you what to do. Okay, so you need to make sure that you understand what the definitions are of what you're trying to train it to do. So let's keep it really simple and let's talk about the steps that you would go through. Okay, so you're going to start a thread inside of ChatGPT. You can do this with your free one. And you're going to say, we are going to be talking about, in this thread, we're going to be talking about budgeting. And inside budgeting, I want you to keep in mind that I only make this much money a month, and here are my bills. And I want you to help me come up with a better way to pay off my credit card, to pay off my car, or to help get my, to help pay down my interest rate on my loans. Okay. So when you do these things and you give it all this information, and then it gives you a feedback, it gives you its answer. Oh, okay, this is great. Let's talk about what you're going to do here. Then you come back and you say, actually, I don't want to do that. I want to do this. Here is a CSV file from my bank. And I want you to go over it and tell me where I can cut back and where I need to, where I have extra money and where I'm losing extra money, right? I did that in another video with my credit cards. You could see exactly what I was doing with my credit card statement. Here's the tip. You need to remember that it's almost like having a personal fill in the blank, a personal mechanic, personal chef, a personal accountant, a personal finance guru person, okay? A personal budgeting thing, a personal budgeting specialist in your computer. You can access them 24/7. They're in your phone and you can sit there and talk to it. You tell it pretty much what you're looking for. I'm looking for easier meals for my family. I need to meal prep. How do I do this and how do I shop for it? I need to learn how to time block. How do I do this? You talk in your thread and you train it on what it is that you're looking for, and it will provide consistent information. Now, let's say that you're like, I'm really into Erin Condren planners. How can I have an Erin Condren planner. You take the link from Erin Condren, the website, you put it in your ChatGPT and you say, what is the best way? And I have this specific planner. What is the best way for me to utilize this planner to get the most productivity out of my schedule? And it will go research it and come back and tell you, this is what you need to do. That is how you should be using your AI assistant. You are asking your AI assistant for help in figuring out how you can become a better person, a better mother, a better housewife, a better house husband, a better boss, a better mechanic, a better landscaper. You fill in the blank there. What do you want to be better at? And how are you going to go in and train AI? Leave that in the comments. I want to know what it is that you want to become better at, that you think that you could get a consultant or ask a thread and train it on how you can become a better person in whatever it is or specialty that you're trying to get better at. Put that in the comments, guys. Hit like and subscribe and let me know if you have used any threads and how you've trained it. I can't wait to hear what you say.